Circumcision is a violation of consent and bodily autonomy.
And
So
how so?
lecturing someone about consent and bodily autonomy, if you violated your sons, would make you a hypocrite.
Yeah, you're not violating their bodily autonomy. Firstly, children don't have bodily autonomy, right? Their parents choose for them a lot of things. I don't see an issue with circumcision.
That's a problem, Ben.
How is that a problem, though?
How's it not a problem?
Well, you're making the claim, so I would like to have some clarity there, right?
I'd like you to clarify why it's okay to mutilate a kid.
Yeah, because it's going to be for their benefit.
How?
Circumcision, that's going to keep them more clean.
So why do you cut body parts off instead of washing them?
Because it's easier.
Okay, you're gonna get some scissors next time you need to wash your hands?
No, because they have a use. There's not a use for
Okay, then
certain
make
parts.
it so you don't think it's a fair analogy.
Of course, I think it's disanalogous because one's going to be
Is
something
it a
that's
fair
functional.
analogy? Is it a fair analogy?
No, I don't think it's a fair
Then
analogy.
make one. Ben, make one then.
I don't need to make one.
Actually, you do, because you're the one you're challenging me to defend my position, and I did. You didn't like my analogy, so I want you to.
No, I'm just saying
I
the
want,
analogy is disanalogous because the analog doesn't actually work there.
then what is the analogous one, Ben?
Look, it's just going to be analogous if you
Ben,
say,
you need.
yeah, sure. If I have a child and I cut their hair, right, because it's easier for them, versus if I cut if they are circumcised. Yeah, those are two things that a parent can choose to do
So
with
the
their
hair
children.
grows back. You think it's more analogous to compare? Just so we're clear, you're comparing something that grows back that has no sensation or role in reproduction to circumcision when I compared something that doesn't grow back and has a function on your body greater than just like growing back. And you say that my comparison is not analogous.
Of course it's not.
You're insane.
How am I insane? What?
How? Because you could. Finn, I don't know what to tell you.
Look, I feel like this is the issue with people's arguments. They don't
I
really
think
have
like
one.
this is the issue with people is that they can't defend their position, so they just double down on stupid things, like
Well,
saying let's
stupid based
compare.
on what metric?
You.
No, I'm saying stupid on based on what metric?
Anyway, life five Bebsy. Are you there?
Hello.
What's up?
Um, I just this take is okay.
Yeah.
Generally, it's just a bit of nuance
Okay.
could be had.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
understand it's meant to be an inflammatory statement.
Yeah.
Having because of the fact that when he is birthed, he is the child, the son, is not able to operate independently,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so there's a lot of autonomy. Bodily autonomy is bodily autonomous, right? It can operate on its own. And so consent is a completely separate issue.
Stoop. You stoop. You have background noise. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Continue.
Right? And so, even though, yes, technically, those are separate, this just the comparison there isn't, it's too black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
You don't like the comparison because it shows the hypocrisy.
I don't like the comparison because it gives people the excuse of the fact that they had a procedure done when they were younger, which is something that a lot of people do, right? For cultural reasons or whatever.
Or money. They do it for
child.
money.
What do you mean?
Purely for profit reasons, not anything to do with culture or sanitary reasons. Purely for profit.
Generally, it's a Christian thing. It's in the Bible.
It's also a capitalist thing.
Okay.
So we can't just obsess over like the cultural and religious parts when we have to address the capitalistic
Guys,
exploitation.
yeah, as a guy who also has been circumcised, I do believe in this prompt because like I lost my skin, like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I
But
lost
the
it, and
thing
also
is,
I don't have as much feeling usually,
yeah.
Are you
and I
aware
don't get
that
to
you're
peel it back like
able
a
to
light anymore.
regrow foreskin if you want?
Okay,
Wait,
but
we're
the
not
thing
talking
is,
about regrowing. We're talking about what's going on.
No, I'm just. But he
The
did
Yes,
say
we're
thing
that
not
is,
it's
talking.
if
We're
you
not talking about that. We're talking about what's going on.
noted.
Wait, would you rather
Thank
be
you.
circumcised or uncircumcised?
me personally, I have a penis.
What?
Yep,
So then you'd be able to answer this question.
yep, and I am circumcised, and I don't really care which way, one or the other.
I heard that if I was uncircumcised though, my weenie would be bigger. So I wish I was
Yeah,
uncircumcised.
like 1 inch.
A whole inch?
I
They
don't
took your inch.
particularly care
Whole
too much about the
inch?
topic.
They took
But
your
the thing
inch.
is, it sets a dangerous precedent in the fact that it's sort of
Blah
like
blah blah. So why was I even circumcised in the first place? Like, what's the point?
the reason why you
Uh,
were circumcised
No,
is
No,
primarily
because
because of the
for
medical
money,
procedure done on you when you were younger, when your
it's not a
parents had
medical
more bodily
procedure. Well, I'm sorry. Yes, 5. You're correct, but it's done for money and for cultural pressure. It's like peer
How's
pressure.
how's
Mateo.
it money? Like, do they take my foreskin and then like profit off of it?
Yes, they profit. Sometimes, yes, they do profit
He's
off
talking
it.
What do they
about
use it
the
for?
no. He's talking about the fact that or hospitals will add extra charges onto foreskin
Oh, wait.
procedures. So there
And
is
they will
there is a monetary gain
Yes,
for
correct.
couples that choose to circumcise. However, I think bringing monetary
I think you said enough high.
Yeah, I think
because-
you said enough.
Anyway,
You should get out of
because
here.
the issue is that they're selling it. Sometimes they sell it to companies that use the material that's been stolen from the child to make products,
What type of products?
skincare products, health
Ooh,
products.
they use my foreskin for skincare products?
Yes, if you don't believe me, just Google it. If you,
That's
don't
a
take
lot.
my word
That's
for it.
crazy.
It
They
just
use
feels like you're comparing
my
apples
wiener
to
skin
oranges.
for products that other people use on their face?
Yes,
Ew. How are people not like knowledgeable of this?
because it's been normalized to believe that circumcision is okay. Therefore, doing whatever you want with.
Yeah, but it's not okay. I want
It's
my
not
skin
a-
back.
Of course, it's not okay.
Yeah, I
I
want my
you.
skin back.
Well, Mateo, I want you to get justice. I want you to get compensation for what
Mm-hmm.
happened to you, because you've been robbed of a part of your body that it's very precious part of your
It
body.
is very precious.
It's not losing. It's like not losing a pinky or an eyelash. It's critical to your reproductive system. And the
That's
whole
what I'm
trope,
saying.
yeah, the whole trope about lotion and men with their lotions and hand lotion, that trope in the Hawk Tuah girl, that trope only exists in America and other circumcised countries where
Yeah.
because the foreskin provides the lubricant, physical, it's
Exactly.
a physical, mechanical thing. Yeah.
The dick cheese. Yeah, I heard of it.
Well, you get earwax. You don't neglect your body parts. You clean them.
Oh yeah, I clean it. I would clean it if I had the skin.
Exactly. Mateo, what do you say to
Also-
people who? Hey, Mateo, what would you say to people that you should just cut body parts off so you don't have to clean them? Because that's what a lot of people are saying.
Yeah, that's extremely crazy. Like if my wiener, if they kept the skin on and then it would like feel better, and also like I saw this video of a guy and he had like foreskin, and he was able to nut without even touching it. I was like, damn, I want to do that, but I can't anymore because I don't have it anymore. So
Well, I've heard plenty of women say everything is, and men are not as fast to admit it, but women will not hesitate to admit it's harder to do anything with the guy
yeah,
who is circumcised because he has lost sensation. Anyway, T. Just and Dark are here.
yeah, it doesn't feel good anymore. That's why it
Mateo,
takes me
send me a
like
follow.
that's why it takes me an hour to like be my meat because it doesn't feel good anymore.
Exactly, Mateo.
Yeah.
It sounds like you understand this. That how horrible this is to do.
Yeah,
to
I've been
someone.
robbed.
You have, man. Every man out there who's been circumcised against his will as an infant has been robbed. Non-medically necessary amputation of a body part is a blatant violation of human rights, and it blows away the ideas of consent and bodily autonomy, and
Yeah,
it destroys.
and they use
Yeah.
my
It's
stuff for
also up to the
skincare
parents,
products.
is
That's
it not?
disgusting. They use
Yeah.
my. There's no way that's true. They use my.
They do, absolutely they do. Go Google it. This is
That's
not
disgusting.
misinformation. It is disgusting,
Hey,
dude.
Evan.
This is a disgusting country. Hang on,
But
Vertec. I want to get to TJ.
They use horse bones for glue too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
that's
That's
nothing
crazy.
new.
they're not.
All right,
You
well,
know,
I'll see you, but
that's a whataboutism.
damn,
But
that's wild.
yes, I know. Send me a follow, by the way, if this is important to you.
Bro, this
Yeah,
whole
thanks for educating me. I'll
this
Hey,
definitely
hey,
whole
hey,
send
hey,
it.
hey, hey, hey,
Yeah,
wait till you call on. Dark, are you there?
Yeah.
I want my
We've been
skin back.
talking
All right, I'll
about
see you. I'll see
children's
you.
penises for
Yeah,
like
I'm
a
here.
week, man.
Dark,
That's weird.
dark.
Yep.
Hey, I'm talking to Dark. Dark, are you
Yep.
there? Go
Yeah, I'm
ahead.
here.
What do you think?
Yeah, man, it actually sucks because in like Old Testament Judaism, the circumcision it was way higher, and then this cultural thing comes around and it's super low, takes away a bunch of sensitivity, and even in the New Testament, you don't even have to get circumcised anymore. The new circumcision is baptism, so there's no point. It's just for like what you said.
For
Just
monetary, yeah, cultural norms. And Dark, we've even we shame a lot of people are shamed for being uncircumcised, for being natural. And that's not fair to those men to be bullied like that just because they have a natural looking body. So that's how bad this problem is, Dark. And you heard that guy from earlier. Like, I don't know if this happened to you, but every man out there who had this happen to them, I think should get compensated and it needs to be banned immediately because this is a
What's
huge
wrong with being
crime.
circumcised?
Well, it's a huge crime that's affecting millions of men.
Why?
Because you're losing sensation, function, and your body's being appropriated by the medical industry to use in other things to profit off your suffering.
I thought they cut the meat off because it's just extra meat for no reason.
No, it provides
No,
a
it's,
sensation and function for you.
yeah.
It's
Why
a
would they cut
critical
it
part.
off? Though? Why are they cutting it
Because
off?
there's
Social
weird people
norms.
out there. Social norms. There's a weird guy named Harvey Kellogg who wanted to prevent. He wanted to punish men for pleasure seeking. So one of the ways he thought about doing this is removing the foreskin. He also had weird ideas about doing this to women too, doing weird things to women, and also Jews and Muslims do this too for religious cult-like reasons.
I still
So
got
not
the
Christians,
line.
right?
I still have the line across my shit where they cut it off from.
Yes, you have a scar there. I do too, man. Mine hurts. So it's ridiculous, dude. We're missing body parts because of weird people out there, and for some reason, someone found a way to profit from it or sexualize it. That's why it's become such a problem in this country. In other countries, because they are either profiting from it or they're sexualizing it. Anyway, Leroy.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, no. I agree with what you're saying. To be honest, I mean, I don't know anything about it because I haven't got it, because I don't got a little extra blanket on my pig there. But I respect it, And if it really hurts, man, like not hurts as if like you're being sissy about it. If it really hurts, like you mentally and physically, bro, I hope it's some way they can fix it or just stop it from happening. You said Jews and Muslims, right? Not Christians, right?
Some of them, yes, you're right. Yes, some Jews, some Muslims practice this. It's not part of the Christian Orthodox, but Christians still do it for non-religious reasons, which is sad. Yes, it's
Just
sad.
think about it, bro. Somebody went out their way to cut your foreskin off.
I
Yes.
mean, give it back. No.
Hey, look, somebody collected your foreskin, bro. They already have your DNA.
Who, me?
Everybody.
Nah, man, my foreskin is
Piece of ham
good.
down there just to make myself feel better.
I'm still intact, brother. I'm good.
So that means we haven't been getting the full sensation from sex, huh?
It's greatly reduced if you're circumcised.
So, real quick,
That's crazy. I've never thought about that.
You're at 75% capacity, brother.
real
That's probably
quick,
why we be so quiet. In
Yes,
the
it is
bedroom,
grape.
you know?
Tinker Balls, thank you for putting it in such an eloquent way. Tinker Balls in the chat said it's grape, and I would agree with you, man. Tinker Balls.
so is the purpose of this discussion like purely on the mutilation of circumcision?
It's whatever you want it to be called. Someone said it's minimally painful, which is a
They
horrible
collected
thing
our
to say.
foreskin, bro.
Do you tinker with balls, brother?
If someone like removed your elbow and it didn't hurt, would that be all right?
Hey, wait, can you get it? Can you get that? Do they do it when you're older now, or no? It's only when you're a baby.
You
That's a good
shouldn't
question.
have it done unless it's
There's
100%
people who
absolutely.
choose to do it when they're older. My grandfather
So from
did
this
that,
guy's
actually.
logic, don't get it cut off at this point.
What happens if it's getting out of hand?
I would never do it, man. Dude,
Motherfucker just hanging and dangling.
A little bit too much
Does that
extra.
shit stretch when you get to your age, man?
A little bit too much extra dip on your chip, if you know what I'm saying.
It gets
man.
caught in the door and shit.
Get
It gets
caught in your
caught in
pants.
something.
Okay,
Get it caught in your pants string and shit, man.
wait. Real question though. Real question for all the guys here. Real
What's
question.
up?
Did your
What's up?
parents ever have the talk with you on why your dick looks like that?
Nah, my parents beat me, brother.
Did yours, Cole?
Did they sit
My
you
brother
down and
did.
go,
That's the
"You're
funny part.
circumcised. It looks different than what it should look like"?
Yo,
Did they ever
Evan.
do that?
I mean, the only really reason I would think you would have to have that conversation if one day you noticed. So I don't know how one day you would notice if you've seen somebody else's genitalia, but I don't
Well,
know.
I got that talk before I was starting to be like in a locker room, you know.
Oh.
So like my parents like sat me down. They're like, "Hey, by the way, you know, if you're gonna get undressed into your gym clothes or something like that, you might see other boys. We did this to you. We did this to you because we thought it was a cleaner thing. It was a trend at the time. They just told me about like the cleanse.
You were in the
aspect of
locker
it all.
room seeing Nick and balls.
Cadence is a grape. Cadence down in the chat's a grape apologist. I'm going to mute you, Cadence, because you're saying some incredibly, horribly dehumanizing
Yo,
things.
Evan, can I
Bro,
circumcise
just
you
think
with
about
my
it.
mouth?
In your
Wait,
PE
Can I bite
locker
it off?
rooms, what the fuck?
That's creepy enough by itself, if you ask me.
Wait, what did he say? What did that guy say? Where'd he go?
He said he wanted to circumcise me with his mouth. That's something the Jews do to their children sometimes, by the way. Orthodox Jews will use their mouth to perform the circumcision, and they'll suck the blood out of the wound.
Like what
Is
did
that
they
part
do
of the
with
bris?
It's something like that, Cole. They've sexualized circumcision, and then if you call them out for being raping kids like this, they call you anti-Semitic. So I don't think you can play that
Right.
card if you're actually
Do they do?
kids.
Do you think they do that shit with a straight face?
They do it with a lot of joy and perversion, is what they do it with.
Oy vey.
Yeah, actually, it's called Mitzabipa. And I asked a
Okay.
Jewish person one time, I said, what does that mean? And what does that entitle? And they immediately called me a Nazi.
Yeah, of course
Just
they
for
did, because
asking?
they're projecting their crimes on you, man.
Yep.
They're trying to project their crimes on you. That's why they call everyone anti-Semitic, because the number one
Yo,
anti-Semite.
Evan, I'm gonna bite it
Did I-
off. I'm gonna bite your tip off, Evan.
Okay, great, man. Well, the number one anti-Semitic people are Jews themselves. They're mutilating their own children, but they get to call everyone else anti-Semitic. I don't think that's fair. You guys think that's fair?
No, I don't think that's fair. Especially the Jews in New York. They're pretty fucking crazy, man. Because I'm in New York right now.
Yeah, and I hope Mamdani does something about this. I hope he talks to his health people and says, like, we need to reduce this as much as possible. I don't care
Fuck
what
that
religion
motherfucker
is.
too.
And I think Donald Trump would agree. Donald Trump, he's already got his term. He's going to be president. He won. And I think, he should just come unleashed and just talk about this shit like it's never been talked about before. And he would get my support. I'm on the left, but, as a Democrat, I'd support Trump if he talked about this. Do you guys think it's important for us to talk about this as a society?
Yeah, man. I mean, I listen. Like, we live in a place of freedom of religion, and unfortunately, we're going to let those religions do whatever they want to these children, these infants. But this is mutilation at its core. This is mutilation, and this is your body that you should grow up with and learn how to maintain.
Yeah. Why are we obsessed with allowing the vulgarity of religion, Cole? And why are we obsessed with giving deference to clearly discussing acts coming from religious people in some cases, or the medical industry, Cole? Why are we obsessed with providing cover for these institutions?
Well, I mean, that's
the
a
same thing
broad
I'm thinking.
scale of institutions. I would say from a historical standpoint, I mean, we live in a world where the majority of human beings find comfort in being religious, no matter what those practices are. So as long as they find their salvation through blindly going through those practices, they're happy, no matter the traumatic effect that it has on these people. Now, our founding fathers, we wanted to create a place where everyone could practice whatever religion you wanted to, if you even had one. But at the very core of it, because we have freedom of religion in our Constitution, it keeps us from regulating it against human rights violations. And that's something that needs to be looked at.
Do you think that was actually what they intended when they said freedom of
Yes.
religion? Or
No,
did you, because
not
they
at
said,
all.
Of course not, Cole. How did we get to this point where the freedom of religion suddenly cancels out the human rights of other people in the United States? When did that happen, Cole?
What human rights are you
It's a
canceling
loophole.
out?
It's a loophole, yes, Cole. Yes, Cole, it's a loophole. And then
What?
why are we obsessed with keeping this loophole open? Is it for money? Are people being bribed in Congress or something?
What human rights
Yep.
are
I
we
wouldn't be
canceling?
surprised. I mean, look at all the Congress people who are constantly,
Supported by
involved
AIPAC,
with the
yep.
church, involved with any kind of religious organization that accept money from them as, donations towards their campaign or whatever they're trying to push in policy. Churches and religions like that are definitely in our pockets. Now, you said the medical industry pushes toward. You said they push towards circumcision.
They actively resist stopping it, meaning they profit from it, meaning they have a sunk cost interest in perpetuating the normalcy of it simply because of profit motives and because of basically corruption. Like if the medical industry had to admit what they're doing was extremely wrong, they would face severe legal consequences, and because of that, they won't simply address it the way it needs to be addressed. It's like it's an invisible crime that's happening, that's going on, and people aren't like on the as clear on this and have clarity on this like I do and other people do. You seem to, Cole, that if you're doing this as to children, you're exploiting them and you're profiting off of their suffering and pain. What incentive would you have to come forward and say, yes, we did this to so many children that we should be held accountable to the maximum possible degree, which is what I think should happen. But do you think those people are actually do they have enough spine, or are they just big cowards? What do you guys? I think they're just big cowards, and they don't want to have to face the millions of victims. Yes, money.
If
Comes
you
down
robbed
to
the
money.
bank and you got away with $1 million, right? Are you going to feel bad about it and turn it in if you got away? No.
And if you're the bank, imagine you're the bank manager and someone robbed your bank for $1 million. Are you going to call your boss the next day and say, "Hey, we got robbed for $1 million. You should fire me right now"? Or is a bank manager going to be like, "Hey, I had nothing to do with this. You can't blame me for this. I was just doing my job"? What is he going to do? He's going to say, "I was just doing my job." Yeah, and that someone else did this, but no, you were responsible. When it comes down to that, these are the people that are they don't want to take responsibility because they know the punishment would be so severe.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Maybe the bank metaphor is, for your argument, I think the bank metaphor is a poor metaphor for what you're saying. But I see what you're saying. The people who are responsible for letting it happen, the people who are responsible for letting it happen need to take responsibility as well as the people doing it.
Exactly, Cole. Exactly. What I'm saying is people normally don't volunteer responsibility. Say they don't go up to a police officer and say like, "Hey, I was doing 125." People don't do that. They just do stuff that they think they can get away with it. And as long as they can get away with it, they're going to keep doing it. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, cash out. Hi, Tiana. Cash out. So someone's requesting up. Did anyone want to speak?
Yeah, I want Yeah, no, go for it.
Oh yeah, well, I was just trying to touch on something you were just talking about. You're bringing up the fact that religion has a very big influence on our on our laws and everything. But would you agree that Western society and a lot of the morals and ethics that we adhere to fundamentally come from our Christian history?
Yes.
Are you talking about scientifically, or are you talking about in morals and ethics?
Yeah, like a lot of the ethics that me and you would adhere to because we live in the Western world that someone in Saudi Arabia may maybe not agree with. The reason we inherently believe these things is because we have installed Christian values.
No, there are 3,000 different religions, right? So you're saying that Christian morals and Christian ethics are the foundation of which American society has based its moral and ethics and laws around. Sure. But are you negating that in 2098 of the other religions, murder is still bad, stealing is still bad, cheating is still bad? So it's like there are few other religions. I could say basically that your morals in the US come from Hindu and Buddhism as well. So just because Christianity has these certain morals that align with your morals and US general objective morals, it doesn't mean that it's based on those morals necessarily. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair.
There are innate vices in the world that you don't need to be a part of religion to understand that they're bad. And if you don't understand they're bad, then there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, like I'm atheist, but I know inherently it's bad to cause harm upon others, right? I know that like it's not thou shalt not kill that I'm adhering to as an atheist. It would be wrong to cause harm and suffering to somebody else. That's inherently immoral within me, right?
Yeah, so my biggest argument is here. Like, so what are we arguing that America is not the most inclusive? Like, if you go to all these other third world countries, if you've ever been, they'll kill you for certain beliefs or whatever. It's
I think
true.
it's like a small
I've been there.
minority of countries because America's like not the only country that it has diversity and freedom of religion. Like you have, Italy, Greece, Australia, England.
Yeah, this is all Western.
Scotland,
Okay,
Wales.
so let's go to the continent of Africa where I was.
And also, like, I want to point out this: the
If
use
you're
of
gay,
Western,
they will kill you there.
The use of Western is kind of like misplaced here because what you're trying to say is like the people have Christian values, but we're not founded upon Christian values. The United States is founded upon Enlightenment thinkings from France.
Yes,
We
there
have
is a separation.
and a lot of our founders were,
thinkings.
and a lot of our founders were completely secular in their worldviews, and
A lot
they
of them?
actually yes.
No,
Most
only
of them.
Thomas Jefferson.
Hold on.
And Alexander Hamilton and
Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin wasn't secular. He was a Protestant.
I said
Christian.
secular thinkings, not that they were atheists.
Benjamin
I'm not
Franklin
claiming
secular acting.
Yeah.
But if even if we grant that like some of the laws and the morals and ethics that the U.S. adheres to can be found also in Christian, sin and Christian teachings, right?
Right, because
That
Jesus
has
was a
nothing
Buddhist.
to do with circumcision because 75 to 80% of men in the U.S. are circumcised, and circumcision has
I
nothing to do with Christianity. That's Judaism and Islam, right?
I'm against circumcision. I was just talking about something else. But
Oh, okay.
yeah.
You're also
Christianity
We
doesn't.
kind of got a little off topic, to be honest with you, but
Yeah, Jesus said himself, it doesn't matter if you're circumcised or not. That's not something you have to.
When did he say that?
I gotta look it up. But hold on, give me 1 second.
I believe it. And even if we were to like try and say that from a religious standpoint that these things are bad, I don't give a shit about your barbaric like Bronze Age religion. We in the modern day understand that torturing babies at birth is immoral and wrong and shouldn't be done.
Right.
Humans are the thinking ape for a reason. We're allowed to deduce reason. That's what evolution has given us. We don't have to rely on like antiquated books to say, well, this is why God say, cut baby dick. It's the most like.
It's a form of mob mentality, man.
It's primitive, yeah.
It's a form of mob mentality. If everyone else is doing it and you're not doing it, you're the odd man out and you're going to be ostracized for it.
Exactly.
My grandfather in the 1940s decided to go downtown and walk to his own circumcision at 27 years old because he knew that he was going to be different than everyone else.
But that was his choice, right? He had bodily autonomy. He had independent free thinking and free will.
That is the only thing that makes this, I get quote unquote, okay. Because yes, he did choose. He did have his choice. That was his own consent. But doing this as a child,
Bit tricky though. It gets a bit tricky because you can talk about that being okay because he has autonomy. But if I decided I wanted to cut off my foot, should there be a law? And is there a law?
There should be a law.
From doing that?
There should be a law. Exactly.
There actually are.
That adds to my
go
point
and get
is that
cosmetic
he was doing it
surgeries to
because it
remove
was all
parts
a
of your
mob
body.
mentality action.
Hey, Tiana,
it's societal
just to answer your question real quick, it speaks about it in Romans 2:25 and Galatians 6:5.
What does he say about circumcision? Because from my knowledge, I didn't know circumcision was even referred to in the Bible. So I believe you. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Oftentimes in the Old Testament, they like God
Abraham and Isaac.
Yeah, God commanded one of them to go and get, or a king commanded someone to go and get 100 foreskins, and they returned with 200 foreskins. And the king was mad that he received more foreskins.
I just want one foreskin, man.
Yeah.
Give it back.
I feel like shaming.
These are also the same books that people use to justify slavery. The Bible clearly denotates, how much a slave is worth, how to take a slave. We don't need to be using this as references for
And
our moral
morals.
frameworks.
Tyler, how do you correct the behavior of people who can't be shamed about this, either because of their religion, or their politics, or maybe they don't know what shame is? Like, is it about just strictly doing it through legal means and being like, no, you can't do that, and then punishing them? What would you do?
Yeah, it's really the only way you can dramatically affect anything that you view as a negative in society is through education, and then through the use of democracy and our republic via voting to try and create legislation that makes change. But thankfully we live in the modern age where you're doing it right now. We're using social media to get the word out, to spread to people in a faster context. That's the only way you can really achieve these types of goals. But making a clear argument that's not based on like a Bronze Age book is exactly how you do it.
And what were you gonna say about Voltaire?
Voltaire tells us that those who can make you commit atrocities, or those who can make you believe absurdities, can make you commit atrocities. So if you believe in these sky wizards and these fairies and angels, then it's very easy for me to tell you, and then you should chop up your children's genitals.
Tyler. W.
It's just it's an absurdity. And in the modern day, not modern day, but in more like the 1900s to the early 2000s, that's when Henry Kellogg had pushed for circumcision being so popular here in the U.S. because he was anti-masturbation. So he believed that if a penis was mutilated, you wouldn't be able to use it correctly, which is true. I love this guy who's like a goy slop, like brain dead. He's like,
that's a botched circumcision at its finest.
What do you think about abortion?
Abortion? Yeah, I think that abortion is something that is a necessary evil for the society. I think that largely it's a positive benefit, but there are people who it directly impacts more than others. So,
you look at it pragmatically.
I'm saying poor people and black people oftentimes get get abortions more than rich people.
Can we frame everything as being pro-social and anti-social? If you're pro-social, you want more humans. That doesn't make you, anti-baby just because you want abortions. You want healthy, happy societies.
Yes,
and that means giving people choice. Quality of life. And if you don't want abortions, then let people afford to have kids anyway. As Mo Diaz, are you there?
Yeah, how you doing?
Go ahead.
So I kind of gifted into this one, but any of you guys still in the military?
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm listening to this.
Thank you for your service.
So no, I'm saying a pack of military. The whole you guys get a fucking.
They pushed this on service members in the 70s, and they started doing this.
Wow.
No, it's just because we saw a different side of the world that you guys never saw.
Yeah, so we get a matching tattoo just to fucking reminisce the guys we are, the cult we are.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the tattoo thing, because a lot of tattoos and body modifications, like big piercings and body stretching, you could possibly link that to trauma. It's a trauma response to want to double down on what's happening to you as a way of accepting as a way of seeking the acceptance you thought you were supposed to feel when you were circumcised, or any kind of trauma. Jamie, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead.
Oh, did he leave? Oh, fuck. I got no backup now. I didn't think he was going to help me, but at all.
Jamie, go ahead. Why do some men seek humiliation that is circumcision, Jamie?
Well, that's not true in where I'm at. Both of my sons are circumcised.
Okay, that's unfortunate. I'm not blaming you for doing that to them, but yeah, go on.
I am.
Yeah, I didn't do it to them. I elected to have it done.
It wasn't your idea.
I gave permission.
It wasn't your idea.
Yeah, so I am blaming you.
Okay,
yeah, blame her.
Yeah, if you leave your door unlocked and you say, "Hey, come," I'm not going to stop you from raping my child.
Stop it. Let me
then
talk.
you committed it. Oh, she left.
Oh. I have a good question for her.
Yeah, but go ahead, Cole.
No. It was for her. She's gone.
Also,
now.
being nice and coddling these people is not the way to get them to change their minds. It just allows them to be complacent in their horror that they committed onto a person.
And let's get some taps. Can we get? Oh, she's coming back. Can we get? We're up at 8K likes. Can we get to like 3,000 likes?
Tyler.
Pretty please.
Yeah, what's up, Cash?
Yeah, I just got a genuine question. So a lot of these claims that you're making, these moral absolutes, I'm just wondering what your moral framework or where you ground them in.
Yeah, I typically ground my beliefs in like humanism and collectivist like beliefs, such as like democracy. I try to build my framework so that it includes like I do have a spiritual like view set, but I don't try to I don't try to ground my beliefs in spirituality because I think that it doesn't do a service to other people.
So what's your rock? What's your pillar that you go from?
Humanity.
So like, what is humanity?
So what side of humanity are you going for? Have you seen both sides?
I think humanity is like my belief is like there is a human soul. There is like a center for all people. I don't think that there is like one side or two sides. I think we're all just one collective species.
So you believe good and evil is like inherently on our hearts, no matter what.
I think human beings are absolutely capable of great acts of good and great acts of evil. And,
Tyler, you're coming from a stance of like John Locke on that blank slate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people are. I mean, of course, they're the way that they're born, and there are impacts from,
everyone has the chance to be good.
genetics.
Everyone has the chance to be bad, but it's also really easy to be bad.
Yeah, it's harder to choose to be good because choosing to be good is a choice. Oftentimes, people just revert back to their base urges, and oftentimes those base urges lead you to obesity or rape or the consuming of animals and the harming of other people.
Yeah, well, I think like all acts of evil fundamentally go down to your own selfish, desires, your natural desires, right? And that's why I think it's very important to have some type of objective morality that is outside your own preferences.
I would caution you to be careful labeling it natural because that's a logical fallacy called the appeal to nature. Labeling it as natural then permits people to think like, okay, well, this is just something that we should be doing. It's natural for me to want to grape you. Like that's not not natural. But that's a base urge that I might be.
That's a base urge, natural urge, like for sexual intercourse.
That's not natural.
Okay. Do you think that's a problem that progressive Democrats, leftist liberals romanticize the medical industry, Tyler?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we think that like, oh, these surgeries are just perfect, and all these things that you can have removed from your body or taken away are infallible, and you're not going to have any failure. They're not going to hurt anybody, or so you go in and you get a circumcision and it's just perfect and everything is fine. But in reality, like you're talking about the removal of flesh. It's not an exact science.
Captain and Jules, I want to get to you guys, but why do you think Christians reject? Someone said in the comments, some modern Christians reject the concept of consent in the USA. Are they doing that simply for political reasons, or is it like a part of a greater trend? Tyler?
You gotta bring up how they do that.
I think that it's something that's taught within their doctrine by people.
That's not a true.
Yeah, I think that it's something that is taught within like specific people within the faith, not like it's like it's not integral to like.
You're not a Christian. How do you know?
Anyway,
for one thing, I've grown up around Christianity. I've read the Bible. I literally live next to a Bible school. I grew up in the Bible Belt. I'm able to, I can look into the snow globe and see that there's trees. I don't have to be in the fucking snow globe.
Thank you for tapping the screen.
Yeah, and I don't have to live in a liberal world to know that something's not true. And
unfortunately, you do live in a liberal world, my friend.
Yeah, but I don't judge everyone else based off of lies.
Captain, are you there? Captain.
I'm here, brother. I'm here.
Captain, go ahead.
I mean, To the prompt or what we're talking about right now?
Okay, Captain, I just want you to speak about what you want
Yeah,
to
get with the
speak about.
program.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say that, yeah, I do disagree with the fact that we are cut at such a young age that we can't consent to it. But I would also disagree that even if your parents decide to do that, that they should still be able to tell you the difference between consent. I mean, you can learn from your past mistakes as a parent and still tell your kids to do better as a cautionary tale to them. So I mean, if we just refuse to tell our kids the difference between consent, we're gonna have more issues like the one that is with circumcision.
I
Amen.
think more. Okay, Jules, what do you think? Yeah, I agree.
Hang on a second. Got a frog in my throat.
Ribbit.
Well, I have three sons, and all three of them are circumcised. And two of them were done, I guess with my consent because it's kind of many years ago. There was third one. I decided I wasn't going to do that, but it became medically necessary later on.
Okay, so do you think
It can become medically necessary?
Jules, if you
No,
had
it
to make
was
the choice
medically
of
necessary.
okay, Jules,
There
if
was an infection.
okay, if you had the choice, would you still do it again? If you had kids today, would you still do it to them?
You know what? Honestly, I don't know. Back
You
then when
don't
we did
know.
it, back
Okay.
then when it was done, it was a doctor's suggestion, or if it's for hygienic reasons, or they gave legit reasons that you would think that made
Jules, do you
sense
think
at the
they knew what
time.
they were talking about, or were they just perpetuating the harm of children without really understanding what they were doing, Jules? And did they talk you into it, thinking that you were doing the best you could for your child, but in fact you were like destroying part of his body?
Yeah, it wasn't many years ago that doctors recommended you to smoke camels.
Yeah, I've got 3 kids. None of them are circumcised. They're doing just fine.
Yeah,
They don't need
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Cash
how old are you?
The other thing, as a circumcised man, you know what they did with my mom? My mom didn't want to circumcise me, but then the doctors came in right after I was born and scared her with all these supposed statistics that I could get infections and that it's healthier and cleaner for me to have myself or have me circumcised. That's the kind of rhetoric that they tell you
How old are
right
you?
in the room after you've been born.
Yeah, why is the doctor not just educating on how to
And you're
properly take care of your child's foreskin
and you're
instead of
absolutely
cut it off?
you're absolutely right. That's kind of the same stuff I got because I'm almost 60, so that's what we got way back in the day was that kind of information. And you didn't question a lot of information back then medically. You were like, okay, if that's what needs to be done or if that's the right thing, that's the stuff that you did.
Yeah, it's like the pioneer times. Like they used to tell a lot of women they would just like instead of like cutting your tubes or anything, that they would just remove your fucking remove your whole uterus. And it's like that's like what the fuck?
Please don't.
I mean, that's definitely an avenue, but not suggested.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm just saying that these are like antiquated forms of medicine that we shouldn't be practicing anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean,
But
the
I
whole
believe it
circumcision
should be.
thing was
Hold on, Jamie, what are you trying to say?
was popularized by Kellogg's. So I mean, like the cereal guy. So I mean,
Yeah, and it wasn't even a
I
medical
believe.
reason. He was doing it because he had some kind of like religious view that boys shouldn't masturbate.
Well, do y'all believe there's some type of like malicious intent behind it?
there's
Like
not
that
No.
there is some group of
There's
people
probably
that
some feminists that think that this is justice for how men have treated women throughout the years. I'm sure there's some of them that exist.
But
I've seen them on the internet.
cash out.
I do have a question. I do have a
there is a
question.
form of
I
female
have a lot of
castration.
questions. Cash out.
yeah.
Question. You have 3 sons, you said.
I got 2 sons.
None
Yeah.
none circumcised, right?
Yeah, both my sons aren't circumcised.
Oh, well, you just said they weren't.
Yeah, I said both my sons are not circumcised.
Okay, so that's what I said. Are you treating them and letting them know how to clean that area?
I mean, it's not like rocket science. I mean, every time you take a shower,
No, it is rocket science.
No, it literally
It's-
isn't.
It's
It's
not,
it's the
Jamie.
same.
Oh my
It
god.
isn't. They will
It's
learn.
It's
You pull it
exactly
back
the
and
same
clean it.
thing that you do with your children of brushing your teeth.
we don't
If
got to
you're a
sit there
girl,
and
or
have
if
a
you're a
whole
girl,
like educational session about it. Just clean your area like you
I
do
want
with
to talk
Honestly,
about
I think that we might need that in this country. We might
need what?
need. You know how we have those
What's up, guys?
parental classes? I think
Yes.
that might be something that needs to be taught at
I've
parental
been making that
classes.
happy egg face.
Okay, so can I real quick? I want to talk about paternalism. Thank you, everyone, for being here. By the way, men are disproportionately harmed by certain tropes because of gender socialization and emotional norms. And paternalism is teaching men to not show emotion, ask for help, or show weakness. And we're doing all three with exposing circumcision. It's okay for them to like be not okay with it. It's okay for them to ask for help, even if they are circumcised. And there's like, if you think there's nothing that can be done about it, there's absolutely things that should be done about it,
There's
including
actually a more technical term for what you're
yeah.
looking for.
Yes.
It's
What?
it's called, well, it's kind of
If they're trying to
My
handle
argument
yes.
it's the
Pelagianism.
removal of
Pelagianism. It's
it's
Pelagianism is the term that I was thinking of. Pelagianism. It's rooted in
I
Christianity,
really don't know that term.
but Pelagianism basically kind of moralizes free will to the fullest. It's the idea that if you're not where you're at in life, you're not using your free will to the fullest 100%, and this has been burdened onto men for centuries, more so than onto women, because society is more tolerant of female passivity.
See, infant surgery I would only agree to if, say, he was born with an extra arm that would be useless and cumbersome to him, or
What
what
the
have
fuck?
you.
You sound just like
Something
Tyler. I
that
almost thought it was Tyler speaking.
something that doesn't belong. But the problem with circumcision is they are removing an organ that has a function and a purpose. And they're removing it out of religious reasons. Even if the doctors argue that has something to do with cleanliness, that's not even
Yeah,
it. That's
Captain.
not even the
Captain, the
original
thing that I
reason.
would put on is it has to be something that is going to medically affect the child's life in a negative sense overall.
Right.
So, like even if you're born with like a third arm, as long as that's not medically like harming the kid, I don't think that we should be chopping it off until the kid can make that choice.
Being born with the foreskin. Being born with the foreskin is good for the child. Let's just acknowledge it's good for the child, or else you would not have been born with it. It was nature's evolutionary goal to have men be designed the way they are designed, not only for him but for his partner, the woman in his life, or the family, creating a family. It's critical to these functions of being a human being is to have your reproductive organs intact. What else would the purpose of perpetuating a species be?
Hey, but Evan,
if you just remove the
Evan, hold on. Captain, you're talking too much, bro. Let me say something to Evan, okay? Evan, the reason they push on circumcision a lot, it has actually to do with what I would call safety moralism, okay? So it's the same reason why if you go to a construction job site and you don't wear the proper shoes for the job, you'll be disciplined. But to be fair, you're not hurting the company. I don't think they should give a fuck. And I know OSHA's probably gonna make a big ass claim, but if somebody wants to be a stupid dumb fuck and wear non-work shoes to a construction job site, I can't stop them. Let them get hurt. Let them learn their lesson. Same with circumcision. If you're that concerned about the
That's a bad argument. You can say that they are hurting the company. If you get injured and you want to sue the company, then you're holding them liable. And if
no, because you should know better. Like you're the one. You literally did that to yourself, and you are.
Just to be clear, you can't.
Remember me?
If a company hires you as an employee, they expect
sue your company for you improperly following.
We're a little off track. Tyler, why do Republicans think they're fighting for freedom when they're actually fighting for stupidity and being against like sane, like non-crazy, like vaccines or seatbelts. Why do Republicans think they're fighting for freedom against the system when they're actually just fighting for stupid things like people to be unvaccinated and people not requiring people to wear seatbelts? Why are Republicans like, not all of them, but why are they like that, Tyler?
It's because they want the idea of the freedom to not make a choice. And oftentimes, when you have to wear a seatbelt or get a vaccine, that is a choice. And they think that like these positive choices that you have to make to be a better person are actually making you a worse person because you're choosing to engage with the society at large.
Well,
And do they want to be victims? They want to be victims too.
Well, no, it's not that they want to be victims. I think it's actually the opposite. They kind of exposes the fracture in the crack of America's obsession with performative responsibility. So it's like, oh, I don't want society babying people with safety mandates. I want people to learn the hard way. So if an idiot doesn't want to wear a seatbelt, or if somebody wants to not wear,
the problem with that
steel
though
toe-
is that every 50% of people are idiots and they don't follow. They only follow like what society tells them. They don't.
But conservatives have not conservatives, but a lot of Americans have this weird notion that people have to learn the hard way. Darwinism for the win, and I'm like, no, because I honestly think if we were to have a Darwinistic society, is not going to be able to thrive long term enough than a society that cares about its fragile people.
Yeah, I
the
agree with
equation of the equation of though vaccines versus seatbelts is not equal.
We never
I
said it
don't
was
wear
equal,
a
you dumb
seatbelt.
fuck.
Well, no. That's where the original question was equating the two as
Captain,
similar.
make a declarative statement. Don't just attack.
I'm not attacking.
What do you?
I'm not attacking.
Okay, yes, you're being a contrarian and you're like nitpicking too.
Again, America.
Anyway, Asmund, are you there?
I'm asking for clarification. You
about what? Wait, hang on.
You won't let me
about what? About what, Captain?
About what?
I was gonna say that though I agree that we shouldn't be forced to wear seatbelts, I agree we should be forced to have vaccinations. Vaccinations are for safety of the whole. Seatbelt is safety of the one.
No, that's not true either. That's not true either because your seatbelts it prevents your body from flying through your windshield and hitting another car.
Right.
Anyway, Captain, that's enough. Captain, that's enough. That's enough, dude. Anyway,
You guys
Asmund.
Vaccinations. You know,
I'll be right back.
Anyway, I want to thank everyone for coming up on the live.
You're going off?
Well, I'll be back, Mr. Helper, if you want to DM me a topic idea. But this is a good stopping point because the panel is kind of dwindled now. I want to upload this to YouTube. But if there's 15 or 10 people in the comments, if you guys want to follow me, I'll be back later. But thank you everyone for coming up, and don't forget to follow.